What's cracking, everybody? It's your boy Jalen Wilson, back with another episode of Illini Fan Rant. Illinois just beat Nebraska. I do not remember the score for some reason. If I'm not mistaken, it was 86-70. In an impressive win. You know, you had Ayo Dosunmu, who was out with a broken nose the other day against Nebraska. So if you ask me, this was an impressive win because it's the first time, I believe it's the first time this season that Illinois has been without Ayo Dosunmu. Maybe, you know, my mind doesn't come to memory of when Illinois played without Ayo Dosunmu this year, but I'm pretty sure this is the first time we played without Ayo Dosunmu since last year after he got hurt against Michigan State. And one thing I noticed about this game is while Ayo being out, the ball, like, nobody was ball watching. Nobody was just Ayo Dosunmu watching. Like, the offense wasn't just, oh man, like Ayo has the ball. Now I'm Adam Miller. I just sit in the corner for three. I'm Trent Frazier. I just sit and I just wait for a 3-pointer. Like, or I'm Kofi. I just wait to catch the ball inside. Like, no, like Adam Miller was getting the ball and he was penetrating the defense. Bro, dude, like, it was just one play. It was middle of the first half. He caught the ball in the wing, faked it, and took dude to the hole, or he took dude to the basket and dunked him. I'm like, bro, you could, like, Adam Miller could have been did this. He just felt. I just think Brad Underwood is not allowing him to. You saw Andre Curbelo, get a little bit more involved in the offense to where he wasn't shooting the ball, no, but he was still driving the ball hard to the basket, and he was scoring. He ended up Andre Curbelo days. He ended up with, I believe it was 9 points or 10 points, 12 rebounds, and 8 assists, almost with a triple double. Would have been the first triple double of his career, but he didn't. Still had a very impressive game. Then I saw, Jacob Grandison get a little bit more involved. I saw him drive the ball him doing dribble moves. I'm like, he showed flashes, a little bit of it sometimes during the season, but not as much as this game. And I do take it with a grain of salt because I'm like, it is Nebraska. It ain't like Nebraska is the most impressive Big Ten team. It's not. But it's still good to see those type of players, step up, dribble, put the ball on the floor, and not just wait for a 3-pointer or to try to get an offensive board and score off a putback. Like, I like to see Adam Miller initiate the offense a little bit. Like, one play where he pump faked it, and that's all he did was move slightly to the right, dribble, pull up. I'm like, he really didn't do that before I assume he got hurt. Now, no way, shape, or form am I saying that Illinois played better without Ayo Dosunmu, because they surely didn't. I'm just saying that, it like, Ayo Dosunmu injury might have just been a blessing in disguise. Like, this may have made Brad Underwood and the rest of the team realize that even without Ayo, we are still good, and we don't need Ayo to just initiate the offense like Adam Miller can too. Andre Curbelo can too, and Andre Curbelo has, but he hasn't had full control of the offense sometimes. Jacob Grandison can, put the ball on the floor too. Also, man, like, I just love to see that. You had Adam Miller I believe he ended up with 18 points. I believe he didn't shoot well from 3, but it didn't matter because I think he only had two made threes this whole game. But the rest of the points came from either, taking the ball to the basket or mid-range or from the free throw line. You had Jacob Grandison catch that one lob. You had DeMonte Williams even driving the ball. Like, DeMonte Williams never puts the ball on the floor ever. DeMonte Williams probably only dribbled like 12 times this whole season, or at least it seemed like that. But I'm just like, yeah, like Illinois could do that every game. You also had Kofi Coburn, who it seemed like, his stats say he played good, and I think he did play good. It just seemed like, it just seemed like it was the Adam Miller, Andre Curbelo type show out there to me. Like, Kofi had, I believe he had 24 points, 12 rebounds, if I'm not mistaken. but it just seemed like it's the Andre Curbelo Adam Miller game, and I love to see that. Now, that's about it for the talk about the game. But I'm gonna end this episode on this note. Trent Frazier, this your last game at State Farm Center. Thank you. I remember watching you as a freshman. I'm like, I didn't think you was gonna be this good or this important to the Illinois team. And I'm like, man, like, dang, I watched him freshman year from time he was a freshman to now. I'm just like, he's grown so much as a defender. Like, but Trent Frazier, there's no shot at you, but you won that. You was not that good of a defender when you came to Illinois, but you stepped it up your junior year and your senior year. I love to see you grow. Un like I love to watch you grow into the player you are now. DeMonte Williams. It was a rough start when you first came here. Like you weren't really uh you weren't really main factor your freshman year, but like sophomore year, junior year, into senior year now, like bro, you have been a main important piece on this team. You've been a leader. Uh you've been a very vocal guy. I love that. You've been a defensive gritty guy. Like you've been that player that every team needs. You know what I mean? That gritty dude that knows his role. Zach Griffith, bro. I messed up your name a lot, but you didn't really do much. But I thank you for your services as being a Illini player. Now on to Ayo Dosunmu. Ayo Dosunmu, your freshman year. I remember you coming in. I remember it being so much hype around Illinois. The fan base, and they and they was like, man, this kid Ayo Dosunmu is gonna lead Illinois, back to glory. I was on that train. Then to start your freshman year, they had Illinois playing in the Maui against Gonzaga. In the same tournament against Duke. I'm like, bro, what? I'm like, bro, this I assume would do really must be good. And I watched some of his highlight tape. I'm like, man, he really must be, something. Like, I watched you and Trent Frazier. Y'all brought Illinois back in that game against Gonzaga. It was like 12. It was like 12 a.m. midnight. I stayed up watching that game. I'm like, bro, I was hoping Illinois won. Illinois couldn't pull that out. But your freshman year, it went well. You had that moment against Michigan State, I believe, when you knocked down that basically the game clinching shot against Michigan State. If you're a Illini fan, you know what I'm talking about. The Dan Dockett shot. You know what I'm talking about. But you had your moments. Junior year, I mean, not junior year, sophomore year. Sorry, sophomore year. Ayo Dosunmu. You were the best player on the team. It took you a while to get into the groove in your sophomore year a little bit, but you were the best player on the team. You were Illinois' closer. You consistently played well. You had, that moment against Michigan where you hit the game winner. Iowa, you hit the game winner basically. It was some more games that season where Iowa hit the game winner. I can't remember them all. But you hit some. Wisconsin, you basically the game clinching shot. But at the end of your junior year, you didn't get. I keep saying junior year. I'm sorry. At the end of your sophomore year, you didn't get to play in the tournament due to COVID. And it sucked because I'm like, Trent Frazier going to get to play in the tournament. I assume going to play in the tournament. DeMonte Williams going to play in the tournament. Andreas Felice is going to get to play in the tournament. I'm like, bro, I'm so happy for the team. The Illinois was on fire at the time. I'm like, man, Illinois can't be stopped. And then the tournament got canceled, of course, and that led to the off season. You were like, and no Illinois fan knew what you were gonna do. And I suspect you were gonna go to the draft because I'm like, there's no way you should stay. Like, you should go to the draft. Like, you really have nothing to lose if you ask me. But then you decided to stay. You said you wanted to win a Natty. You wanted to win the Big Ten championship, if I'm not mistaken. And you got Illinois on the road to do that right now. Now, get healthy because I know you are recovering from a broken nose, so get healthy. And since you are leaving for the draft after this season, I appreciate everything you've done for Illinois, and can't wait to see what you do in the NBA. But then that's it. Um, thank thank you to Trent Frazier, Ayo Dosunmu, Zach Griffith, Demonte Williams. I thank all y'all for your services. Um, this been your boy Jalen Wilson, and I'm out. Peace.